Glorious evening last night up on the moor.
Yeah.
Pretty lucky with the weather, has to be said, and got a fantastic haul of pigeon here.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, as we all know, it's about vermin control, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be damaging the plots up there. The upside is, coming from a cooking point of view, we've got some beautiful wild meat. So we're going to smoke them, and then we're going to do 2 different dishes with the smoked pigeon.
Right, so let's see how you get the meat out of this bird then, Tom.
Really simple. Pigeons, there's not a great deal on the leg,
Yeah.
so I tend to just breast them out. I mean, the feathers are a nightmare on a pigeon, obviously, as you can see,
Yeah.
but it's really, really quick.
Lovely dark meat.
Oh, fantastic.
And
absolutely glorious. Yeah.
Full of all sorts of good stuff. Like
Yeah, completely.
Pigeon
completely.
is really, really healthy meat, isn't it? It's lean.
Yeah.
Smoking food is a really good way of getting great flavour into things, isn't it? People probably don't realise just how easy it is to do at home.
It is unbelievably easy. I mean, as long as you've got any kind of hob heat source, you can use a biscuit tin, anything that is metal and not going to burn. I've cured the pigeon for about half an hour. Now, I find it accepts the smoke flavour better if it's had some of the moisture taken out.
So yeah, that curing process, it just dries the meat ever so slightly, removes some of the moisture, slightly concentrates the flavour as well.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
So
and sort of seasons it too. I mean, with salt and sugar.
Yeah.
I've soaked half of the wood chips, and this is important, I find, because without that, there is no moisture in there. If you allow it to steam a little bit, and it doesn't become over smoky. I mean, there's nothing worse than something too smoky.
It just becomes a bit acrid.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. Which wouldn't partner well with your delicious wines. I
Definitely
guess.
not. Or that wouldn't do the pigeon any favours either.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the Pichoide. So it's the smoked pigeon breasts, gone into a food processor, obliterated into a kind of paste. We add 250 ml of mayonnaise for every 6 pigeon breasts. I mean, in Provence, this is anchoide. They make it with anchovies.
Yeah.
So I just thought we'll try it with pigeon. I'm just going to put it together as a little starter for us. I just want to put it on a little bit of sourdough toast, and then I'm going to garnish it with some of these nice sea herbs we went and collected last night, and also just to cut through the richness, because it's pretty rich. We gathered some whortleberries, didn't we? And this is just going to cut through the richness, because I've made a sort of French gastrique, so reduced vinegar and sugar, and then just added those, and that should cut through it quite nicely.
What are the sea herbs that we've got here?
So on the left, we've got sea spray, which is a wonderful kind of samphire-esque flavour, little bit salty.
It's a bit like rosemary, but...
It does. I've just blanched these for 30 seconds, that's all they'll need. Just improves the texture a bit and obviously cleans them up a bit.
Yeah.
And then this here is sea purslane. Apart from a bit of bread, this is an entirely free lunch. So I mean, this would, of course, work perfectly just as a dip, as I said, with beetroot crisps or something. And then I'm just going to put these myrtle berries on top, because that is really going to just cut through it.
Yeah, and that brings us up to really rather a smart looking starter.
But one thing that's very important, which I must mention, don't eat it as soon as you make it, because the smokiness has not had an opportunity to flow through the mayonnaise and kind of harmonise with it.
Yeah.
And you don't get the smokiness so much. You need to leave this for, a good hour in the fridge.
Okay. With the pigeon having been mixed through with the mayonnaise, etc., you've taken some of the intensity of the flavour out of it to some extent. So I think it needs a white wine, but it needs one that's relatively rich. I've chosen this wine from Stellenbosch in South Africa, made by Mick and Janine Craven, so it's Craven Winery. So you see the colour of this is, it's quite a dark colour white wine. What's really given this the colour is the skin contact. So about 60% is fermented on its skins, and you get that sort of extraction of colour. One reason I chose this wine is because I find it a tiny bit smoky.
Okay.
And it's quite faint, because you would get that smokiness either from a bit of residual sulphur, or sometimes from oak you can get that slightly kind of toasty note that comes across as smokiness.
No, I agree. It's got a lovely texture too.
Yeah, so
is that from the skins?
Really sort of waxy kind of texture to it, absolutely.
I think that's going to go beautifully with this. Why don't you grab one of those? Dig in. So these little berries should just cut through the richness.
I mean, you can smell them. They're really intense, the berries. Smoky, but not intensely so.
It's so easy, so delicious, so different as well.